Welcome in to NFL Daily, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us. On today's show, we have a look at the updated AFC playoff picture as the wild card round is in the books. How do things stack up with the divisional round on the way? We'll break it all down as we begin with a look at where things stack up right now. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, and the Jags all survive. All of the divisional round champs advance, so that sets up the Chiefs to play the Jags. That game will take place at 4:30 Eastern Time on NBC this Saturday. The Bills will play the Bengals coming up on Sunday at 3 p.m. on CBS. Meanwhile, on the NFC side, we see the Eagles will take on the Giants. That game coming up at 8:15 this Saturday on Fox. Still waiting to see what will happen with the Cowboys and the Bucs. That game coming up on Monday night. The winner of that game will face the 49ers coming up Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. Let's go ahead and focus our attention now on the Bengals and the Bills. And my co-host for today, my fellow contributor here at Chat Sports, Matthew Peterson, joins me right now. And Petey, these two teams have been terrific this season. We thought we were going to see this game at the end of the regular season, but for obvious reasons, that game ultimately got canceled with the Damar Hamlin situation. But now we get to see these two teams square off in what should be, I would think, one of the best games of the year. A Bills team that looks like a complete football team. The Bengals, maybe the best offense in the NFL, didn't play like against Baltimore, but would expect them to get back in check, a wake-up call of some sorts as they head into Buffalo to take on the Bills.
Yeah, Tyler, absolutely, because this is a game, of course, we were all looking forward to on Monday night a couple of weeks ago, like you mentioned. But to look at the playoffs, or at least just the first round, the Bills didn't overly impress me against third-string quarterback Skylar Thompson.
Right.
Trailing in the second half for a stretch, blowing a 17-0 lead. And then as for the Bengals, they kind of blew the doors off the Ravens a week ago at home, and this time they needed a 98-yard 98-yard fumble return to turn this game upside down and have a 14-point swing. So neither team overly impressed me in the first round. Maybe both these teams were sort of looking ahead a little bit in the schedule, thinking, oh, Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley, this shouldn't be a problem at all. But at the end, we get the game that we were looking forward to, and it's going to be a heavyweight clash. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. These two teams have not faced off a ton. The Bengals and the Chiefs have, but now we get to see these two all-star quarterbacks meet up.
I'll say this before we get to our players to watch real quick. The big beneficiary is Kansas City because they only have to beat one of these teams as opposed to both of these teams. The winner of this game more than likely still has to face Kansas City as well to get to the Super Bowl. Let's look at the players to watch for Cincinnati. Of course, it starts with Joe Burrow. Burrow, of course, led the Bengals to a Super Bowl, won a national championship with LSU. He's such a dynamic player. Speaking of, his teammate at LSU, Jamar Chase, has been terrific this season. Those two have been arguably the best wide receiver quarterback duo in the National Football League. We'll see what Burrow and Chase can do together. Also in this game, of course, you got to mention Josh Allen. Petey, Josh Allen did not play his best, quite frankly, this past week against Miami, but Josh Allen has shown a tendency that he can bounce back from adversity.
No, Josh Allen quietly has not had maybe a spectacular season. He's been kind of reckless and careless with the football at times, and it showed against the Dolphins. But, Allen, he knows what's at stake here. Burrow and Allen, that's going to be get your popcorn ready type of material.
Yes.
Let's move on to the fourth player here, and it's a double date. It's the two quarterbacks and their two stud wide receivers. Jamar Chase quietly was sort of, I wouldn't say exiled in the second half of the Ravens game, but he kind of fell off the cliff a little bit.
Right.
And then Stephon Diggs, kind of the trait for like Justin Jefferson, for example. A lot of these big receivers, great starts, and then sort of vanish in the second half of games.
Right. So who do you got for this game? You going with the Bills, or are you going with the Cincinnati Bengals to get this win? This should be an awesome football game. I'm excited for it. Petey's ready for this game to be played. So let me know in the comments section. If you are going to pick the Bills, type 2 for the Bills. If you're going to pick the Bengals, type 3 for the Bengals. Let us know in the comment section. 2 for the Bills, 3 for the Bengals. Let us know in the comment section below. The other game in the AFC, the Jags taking on the Chiefs. The Chiefs got the bye week with the number 1 overall seed in the AFC at 14-3. The Jags at 9-8 with a miracle comeback win against the Chargers when they were down 27-0, but found a way to win. But I got to tell you, even with that said, with the Chiefs coming in with momentum, you can't discount what the Jags have done to finish off the season and the way that Trevor Lawrence has rallied this team. This game should be closer than the experts think. More on it here in just a second. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about. Maybe for you it's an unused Amazon account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed. There is this great app I use that helps me track all my expenses, and because of it, I no longer waste money on subscriptions I don't even use. You might have heard of it. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you what you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily. Seriously, you could save hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/NFL Daily to start saving today, and you will be glad you did. All right, back to this Chiefs and Jags game, and I got to tell you, this game is very interesting. It will be played at Arrowhead. I know the Chiefs have a great home field advantage, but let's see what they can do to fight off this Jags team that has shown that they can battle back. Remember how much they were down against the Chargers, still found a way to win that game. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks in the first half, answered that with 4 touchdowns in the second half. Petey, I got to tell you, I mean, for the Jags to find a way to come back and win that football game, I know that they have a tall task ahead of them against Kansas City, and the Chiefs are a better team than the Chargers. But your confidence has to go up a lot considering how much you did to survive that game and come back. You got to be feeling good heading into this game, right?
You absolutely do. And something that I've talked about the last couple of weeks is we always talk about Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and Herbert, and we always exclude Trevor Lawrence. And I know why, because he doesn't have the accolades quite yet. But let's not forget he was the 1-1 pick just a year ago.
Right.
And after having a horrible hiring of Urban Meyer to really derail his rookie season, here he is with Doug Peterson winning playoff games. Not just squeaking in, which, be honest, 9-8, AFC South, they benefited from a bad division. But here they are knocking off the Chargers, coming back from 27-zip. So I think the Chiefs, and these two teams played earlier. The Chiefs handily took care of Jacksonville, but this is not the same Jacksonville team.
Let me say one more thing real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
One thing I've been impressed with Trevor Lawrence is how well he's gotten some of these guys involved that you wouldn't think of. The Giants, they wrote off Evan Ingram. He's played really good in Jacksonville. Christian Kirk, everybody and their mother was saying that he got overpaid, and he's been worth every single penny. Travis Etienne got written off last year for missing the entire season. He had over 1,000 yards rushing. Watch out. Don't discount this Jags team. Let's look at your players to watch for this game. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, he's probably going to be the MVP, and he has been terrific in the postseason historically. He is going to be hard to beat at home. His top target, Travis Kelce, those two have been arguably as good of a combination as anybody in the National Football League. Mahomes and Kelce have been. Kelce, in my lifetime, is as good as any tight end I've ever seen. For the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, I'll say this. Although he bounced back last week from throwing 4 picks, got to clean up the turnovers. You can get away with that against the Chargers. You can't get away with that against Kansas City. Christian Kirk, going to need another big day as well. We'll see what these guys do to make this a competitive game. Who you got? If you're picking the Chiefs, type 1 for the Chiefs, the 1 seed. If you're going with the Jags, type 4 for the Jags, the number 4 seed. Simple as that. 1 for the Chiefs, 4 for the Jags. Let me know in the comment section below. Folks, we are the place to be. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? We're covering not only the National Football League, but the latest happenings in college football. The transfer portal is hot. I can tell you that right now, folks. Matthew Peterson is very frustrated with the guys that have left the University of Tennessee. And he'll cover it each and every day on the channel with what's happening in college football. The NBA, trade deadline's not that far away. We're going to cover everything in the NFL, college football, NBA, right here in one place, youtube.com/@chatsports. Subscribe now for free. Doesn't cost you a thing. All right, one more look at the AFC playoff picture. As you can see, down to just the division winners. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, and Jags going forward. The Chargers, Ravens, and the Dolphins are all out, although all 3 wildcard teams certainly put up a fight, but they're done. Bengals and Bills, Petey.
Who you got?
I lean towards the Bills, but I got to tell you, I feel like we got an all-time game on our hands.
I agree, and to follow that up, I don't care what Vegas sets it at, I'm taking the over.
Yes.
You have to. I am going to go with the Bills, though. I think that the Bills give me Team of Destiny vibes, and they're just hard to pick against. You know, there's not really a bad pick. It was bold to take Cincinnati last year in Kansas City, and look how that played out. So who's to say they can't do it again? But I'm going to go with the Bills. Now, the other AFC matchup, Tyler, Jags, Chiefs. Chiefs, the ultimate rest versus rust debate here. Jags coming off an emotional win. You see any avenue for Jacksonville winning this game, or is it going to be a beatdown from Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
So, obviously, they can't do what they did against the Chargers and expect to win. If the Jags don't turn the ball over, they very well might win this game. Here's one thing I'll keep in mind on this, PD, is that the Chiefs, other than the final week of the year against the Raiders, they've kind of played down to their competition. They have let teams get in close that shouldn't be otherwise. I think the Jags have a chance to make this thing interesting. Even with that said, though, I'm still picking the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. I think they get past the Jags. I think they get past the Bills/Bengals winner, which I think is the Bills, and they get to the Super Bowl, and they take on the Eagles, the top 2 seeds in both conferences, the 1 seed of each side, meet up in the Super Bowl. You can call it the Andy Reid Bowl if you want. It's going to be a great game. I lean towards the Eagles to win it all, but that is my Super Bowl pick. How about you, Petey?
I'm going to go with the Bills and the 49ers. If Brock Purdy was picked in the first round, we'd all be foaming at the mouth about the Niners, right? But because he's Mr. Irrelevant, everyone's kind of waiting for him to slip up. Maybe he's just good, right? Maybe the draft got it wrong. We've seen that a bazillion times before. So I'm not even saying he has to be the next Brady. I'm saying maybe everyone was wrong on him, and I'm going to go with the Bills and the Niners. I think the Bills are, like I said, team of destiny, right? They're playing with a lot, and for the 49ers, I just don't like the rest of the NFC.
Who do you like to win it all?
Win it all? The Bills. Okay. I will say the Bills. Now, I want you all watching before we go to get in the comment section and give us your Super Bowl prediction. Let us know what you are thinking. I've got the Bills and the Niners. Tyler, you've got the Chiefs and the Eagles.
And I had the Eagles win it all. You got the Bills win it all. We'll see how it plays out. Should be a lot of fun over the next couple of weeks. So we got you covered here on the channel. Subscribe if you want more NFL coverage. This is the place to be, and we'll see you next time right here on NFL Daily. Thanks for joining us.